Vexia Talks, inside the everyday life of a tech agency in iGaming.
Welcome to Vexia Talks. My name is Eduardo. I'm a media manager here, and here I'm with
Pedro, and I'm the head of performance in Vexia too. So Eduardo, happy to be here. This is
I'm happy.
a new project, so I guess it's kind of the beginning of something that I think will be live and for a long time.
Forever?
Yeah.
Why not?
Forever, you never know.
Amazing. I'm glad to have you here. Tell for everybody here, what do you do in Vexia? What's your occupation? What is your day?
Well, actually, we have kind of similar roles. I'm mostly in charge of affiliation. So my job is to promote our partners, the operators, gambling operators, which is the niche that we work. And so it involves search ads, display. So it's a 360 marketing plan, and we we push our partners to get the best numbers possible.
Okay.
Of course, respecting all the legal and the ethical aspects, and I guess, and that is something that I believe you can talk, because we're also in charge of content. We are actually the media job is much more than the acquisition or the paid media role. You do a consultant work.
Clients,
and it's like a pressure test. When you start putting money, when you start sending traffic for them, everything gets visible. You see what's working, what's not working. So it's more than just a media plan, right?
Amazing. And the Vexia works with any kind of client or a specific one?
We are working right now with the sports betting, poker and casino clients. That's our expertise. Cool. And really regarding to the consultancy role that we have, content and media, what can you add for people to understand?
I think you covered everything. You just can give more details. For example, we plan the campaigns with the advertisers regarding the goals, like how the client or the advertiser needs more registers or need a lead generation campaign or more revenue. Depends. We can manage a campaign search, social, display, programmatic. We have our own GSP, so it's better. We have more flexibility to build the audiences, to create advertising sites. We have a huge team with designers and people who can manage everything for a digital campaign. We can say that. Mm-hmm. And now we are starting here in audio, with audio, and maybe in the future we can plan campaigns for Spotify, Deezer, and the other audio platforms, so we can cover this. But maybe in the future, let's see if we get famous here, and then with more subscribers. So subscribing this channel, leave your comment, say if you are liking or not the content, please give us feedback. Okay. And you said before about the content project. Could you give him some details? I know, by the way, I know all details, but I'm trying to chat with my colleague.
No, just trying to get some that you can share with everyone. I mean, right now, for example, you can maybe start focusing. You are Brazilian, I'm Portuguese, so we speak Portuguese. We both speak Portuguese with a different accent, let's say.
Yeah, the same language, but different accent.
So Brazil market this year with the regulation in place, I mean, it's kind of a huge. It had a huge impact. Everyone is focused in Brazil. I believe that India and the USA is still getting some traction, but right now Brazil is a kind of a case study already. We already have. It started in 1 January. What you see in terms of how you believe the marketing and everything is working. For me, I think it's working quite well. I mean, regulation the way I see everything is the way everything is being advertised is much more responsible than when we were acting without any law. What do you think?
Yeah, Brazil, it's a huge market. We have about 2 million to 20 million people, so it's a huge audience. I guess perhaps just half parts have access to internet, to mobile or desktop or something like that. And also there is the target, for example, for ages. I believe young people are more digital. It's not a rule, a general rule. It's just my guess, but we can see that in the campaigns. Depend of the product, defend a lot of stuff. But if you are planning for sportsbook, for example, we can see people about 40. Yeah, I guess about 40, 35, 40, and to 50 or more than that. What was the question?
The question was about the Brazil. How you see the kind of how you see the regulation and how it's in practice. How you see how it's working. I think it improved quite a lot. The influencers and other things are more responsible. You think? I can see it in a positive way.
Yeah, exactly. Brazil, it's a huge market. That's why I got lost. No, I'm kidding. Just because I was thinking of the size of the market and then about the gambling, especially the regulation is something new. It's one here and something.
Yeah, it started like 1 January. People started adapting it earlier, but like officially.
Yeah, it's very close to complete 1 year, so it's something completely new. But there is a secretary from the government to manage that. But this is a doubt. I don't know if all countries or regulations, but especially in Brazil, there is one organization responsible to supervise the advertising. The name is CONAR.
Exactly.
Do you have something in Portugal or Europe? You have a GPGR and this kind of rules, but there is an organization, a company responsible to manage the digital advertising.
Yes, in Portugal there is SRIJ. So it's kind of a similar one, and there's like to keep your license, you have to comply with rules. So they have internal rules, responsible gambling messages, the type of the age that you try to target the advertiser. So I'll say quite similar. For me, Brazil is much more strict from what I see. The bonus, I mean, it was a market that, of course, was very aggressive, pre-regulation, and the rules are a bit tight, but I think it's working well.
Yeah, I think it's working. I think it depends on the size of the market, but Brazil is huge, so we separated. Advertising is supervised by CONAR for all markets, not just for gambling. And the Secretary of the Apostles is responsible to manage the license and then take care of the operators. Yes, it's new. It's almost 1 year, this regulation. I think there were a couple of cases about companies processed by the sentences. Yes. Oh, you can get breach or something like that. We cannot give this idea for the user. I think it's irresponsible. So it's better when we have a compliance, we have rules about the age, about the kind of sentence or call to actions. How to create the actions, the sense, not something like play now and be rich, play and have fun. It's something more soft and it's still attractive, but it's a polite way, we can say that. Yeah. So I can see this in Brazil. I have no idea why bonus and this kind of stuff is not allowed, but my guess is because in America, not just in Brazil, there is social class, and we have a big difference between the social class in the top, A, and the ladders more in the end, for example, G or E. We have people with less than one salary, surviving. That's the word, surviving. So if the government is worried if these people see this kind of advertiser or ads, be rich and use the money for get something, but it's not possible to have a sure. If you bet, you are going to win. So exactly. I think that's the difference. In Europe, we don't have this big social class difference, but in America in general, especially in Brazil, there is that, and I guess the government is worried about these people.
Yeah,
and the social welfare as well. They say and they knew people are using the social welfare to gambling operators, and that's not possible. The managing is to education of the kids, to buy food or to have a good life, and not to bet.
Yeah, they try to took away the financial investment of it. I mean, that's kind of an interesting way. Yeah. And we see if you have the proper strategy, we see that you can still make it appealing, and of course in a more responsible way. I mean, if you can look at like the special odds, the acquisition odds that you see, like instead of a usual odd on a favorite football club, let's like a 101 or 102, or a big club like Flamengo, they offer like 50, but they limit your bet to $1, and they make it like for all players, not just new players, so it's not a bonus. So you can still find a way to make it attractive, and is much more responsible, because of course it's a nice way. Also, there is also different strategies. I'm wondering here.
Yeah, exactly. Just to finish this subject, I think that's the idea. The government is worried about the people, but there is always a way. So if you're planning campaigns for clients or to active ex-clients, it's always a better way. And you can give bonus, or you can create special offers. Especially next year we have World Cup, so it's a good moment to think about the campaigns for finalize the competitions. Brasileirão, and the others are finalized in December, and he starts in January. They are taking advance in January, usually it's March or April, but next year we will start in January, because the World Cup in the middle of the year. So we have a good moment for next year. And after next year, we have for the female World Cup. I think after January, you have good opportunities here.
Yeah, I mean, World Cup is, of course, a big event. And we know Brazil, the calendar is a bit different than the European one. It finishes in December. But of course, next it will start. Will start right away. Here in Europe, it's more like near the summer, so it's different. But the new year starts very quickly. The next competition starts quickly, so they don't stop a lot in Brazil. They are always playing. We know they love football, right? And of course, they're focusing on football. It's the main market. It's the main product in sports betting. Of course, they also have other products like now the esports for new generation, Kings League. You can see it's also a more streaming model that it's more digital, so it's easy to catch some new generation. It's an interesting model. But World Cup is, of course, the biggest event. We know from our internal experience in Vexia, you can compare it from any other competition. Like everyone is much more social. Everyone likes to bet on your national team. It's a different,
proud of your national team.
So that one is an important one, and I think you can discuss it here. And Eduardo, I guess since the World Cup doesn't have the teams cannot display a sponsorship or a brand new sponsorship like the clubs. So it's, of course, you have to do it before the event. You have to activate it as quickly as possible. And you have to be strong for everyone to remember your brand. I think, let's say, for example, something that I see that is still a bit not at the top level is like social media. What do you think, for example, social media influencers or anything you can do, strategies like anything that you can do to make your brand stand out, especially in a social media that is a bit there are still not as many operators doing a big activation.
Yeah, I think we have many important things here. For example, if you are not if you have not sponsorship, and if but perhaps you don't have the rights, the copyright to do advertising, say World Cup or something like that. But always there is another way to reach that. So we can say about the countries, for example, in Brazil, you can support the players. So the advertising could be something in this way. So, and for the strategy depends of the funnel. For example, in the beginning of the campaign, we can think more about the top of the funnel, and then we can make influencers, we can make programmatic, but target for specific audiences, soccer ticket, buyers of soccer tickets, sports fans, soccer, football fans. There are a lot of audiences we can target and reach them. Also, in the middle of the funnel, we have traffic goals. So we can think social could be a huge channel to drive traffic. Also, search. I think search is better in the middle and the bottom of the funnel. What else? We can do everything, but it depends of the strategy. In the top of the funnel, more awareness strategy. In the middle, for sure, traffic. Or if you have an app, it's the opportunity to set app installs goals, and we have a lot of specific ad networks for apps. Or inventory in apps, media in app. We can advertise inside the apps. And the bottom of the funnel, we can think more about conversion, and search. It's a good way, because if you saw advertised before in programmatic, you are reading a newspaper, for example, and you see a full banner about a brand, and you didn't click yet, but you remember the brand. Yeah. And you can type in Google or Microsoft or Bing or any other engineer of search. So you can type the brand, for example, Bet123, and then I guess in this final stage, the user is looking for an opportunity or a player or an operator to make the bet, to play with friends. Exactly. Or to create a group and say, I'm supporting Brazil, Portugal, or another country. Or if Portugal and Brazil is out, we can support a new team, except Germany. No, Brazilians doesn't like Germany since last year World Cup. But I think we have many possibilities. The best match is when we think about the all funnel, and then we think about awareness strategy, the traffic, and the conversions at the bottom of the funnel.
That's a nice thing. You like that kind of cross device.
Exactly.
That way to see the journey, a full image of that journey. The digital does present some quite interesting, and it's still surprising for us to see some brands investing, and is of course a fabulous investment to sponsor a club, but we are talking about 10-20 million per year dollars. It's a huge amount of money, and of course activation is super important. You have that type of branding, that type of association. It deserves to be activated. They don't need the 20 million a year to do the proper activation. So, it's a nice thing. Influencers, how you see, the market got more regulated. How you see the influencers? You see maybe something more, let's say, a more natural communication. How you see they can be engaged here more with the public?
Yeah, exactly. I said before about just digital, but we have also offline. So we have the outdoors, we have the panels in the stadium, we have the shirts of the players, we have many spaces when the brands could be there. And also for influencers, sometimes I see influencers say, oh, click here, go there, and it's kind of fake, or not fake, it's code. It's something coded. But if you see influencers who really support the team, or who really trust in the brand, it's more sounds more natural. So I believe, for example, batch 1, 2, 3, and then I research before, and then I can speak with more property about that brand. So there are many ways to do that, but I believe in influencers who have the correct tone of voice. I think this is the difference. When you see something more patient for the brand, a brand when you can trust, and then we can say something more natural, or more with more information. When you don't need to, it's better when the influencer for sure play and trust in the brand. But sometimes it depends. It's just an opportunity, or a famous player, for example, Neymar or Cristiano Ronaldo, could create advertisements for different operators, so they can support these operators. But I don't believe it. Of course, they have a lot of money, though, so they can bet in any brand. But if they do for 2 or 3 brands, doesn't sound something very trustful. But they know how to do that. They are more convincing to say the message. And sometimes the director of the digital agency could guide these guys to have a strong message, to have appeal, to have something more attractive. So I think that's the difference. And you have a new influencer, they say, oh, click here, you are going to have special odds. Or you have a famous player and they have support from the brand. They are saying the same for 3 or 5 competitors, but you see the material have more quality. They say a strong message and they convince other people. So, I got kind of lost here saying about this situation, but it's normal. Sometimes you need an influencer, but they did advertise for the other brand, and that's okay.
Yeah. And yes, of course,
that's what happened.
It takes some time to get sports clubs also change sponsorship.
Exactly.
Just can change like too quickly.
Yeah, today is the brand 1, tomorrow the brand 2, 3.
Of course, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Or if it got big, you have to adapt. Of course, it's part of the game. You mentioned an important thing, and of course, as having a micro influencers network, you can see that they put a lot of effort, they have a lot of passion, like they give feedback. It's a very natural communication. I like that. I like that aspect.
Yeah, and this is happening because they usually have less clients, so they research, they visit the website. Sometimes it's a brand they knew, they did a bet in the past or something like that, or they bet after signing the contract, perhaps, and then they know the process. You need to click here to go there. If you need to see the special orders, there is a tab or there is a land page. They usually research more about the brand because they care about the clients. Different when you have something famous, they have a lot of contracts, a lot of brands. Today is one, another day is other, but they have a very limited time. So that's the difference. A micro influencer, they research more, but also the digital agents can support these famous people, and we could perhaps have amazing advertising.
Yes. Just saying that, of course, sometimes micro influencers a bit more. People forget a bit about them, and it takes. You cannot go directly to them. It's easier to have a network and go for them.
And they also, the message. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo is the second Instagram. It's the first one, right? Yeah, it's the first one because the first Instagram,
like the boss.
Yeah.
You cannot count.
So they are speaking general for many countries, many people. They are very known in all countries, but if you have a micro-influencer, they have 1, 2, 5,000 users, followers, or sometimes you have more luck and they have 10,000. It's a small number. They communicate more with this audience because especially sometimes it's just one country, the audience. It's not like Cristiano Ronaldo, all the world knows him, but micro-influencers is just 1 or 2 countries, for example, Portugal and Brazil. Now it's normal. The influencers here in Portugal also speak with Brazilians, and Brazilians also speak with Portuguese people.
Yeah, I mean, we took already a great overview for the Brazil market, the World Cup and the opportunities coming up with the strategies that are being that are working in Brazil, some of them. I think just you pointed something on your reply that I think that is the only thing that we haven't spoken about, which is the apps. I mean, you see that apart from the biggest brands, the other ones, not many of them. I mean, there are over 150 legal gambling brands in Brazil. They pay a huge license. I mean, they have a lot of costs, but most of them don't have an app, still don't have an app. Do you see this as a big setback for them? Do you think that an app is something that should be prioritized more in the market? What do you think about app installs in terms of the acquisition possibilities? It's just on a quick note.
I worked before in a digital agency specialized in apps, but for now we have just small options, but they are, I don't know, maybe in the world 6 big techs manage the digital ecosystem. Google is one. The main one. Google decided not to allow apps in the past. I think in Brazil, maybe Google team, the laws from the Google, the lawyers from the Google, the legal team was waiting the regulation to see what happened or something like that. So they decided not to open the apps for operators. Now it's done. They approved that. So we are seeing a different situation now. The brands, the operators, they are having difficulty to connect the app campaigns in the affiliating platform.
Exactly.
Because they are using platforms it's always possible to connect with another ad network or a channel. It's not the problem, but there are a lot of some specific things. So they are having trouble to integrate. I mean, that they have trouble to integrate all the ecosystem. And also for the internal campaigns or the direct campaigns, they also use the affiliate platform, the affiliate software, because they perhaps this is a market building with the affiliates. So they use all the ecosystem, all the data is inside this kind of platform. So now they are having trouble to integrate. It's okay because apps use other Google Analytics is the famous tool to manage and to see the analytics. And in the past, it was possible to integrate with apps. But now, when changed for GA4, it's all again possible to integrate with apps. In the past, the name was Firebase. Firebase, it was Google Analytics.
Okay.
The old one, the universal Google Analytics plus Firebase to integrate the apps. And there was an integration between Firebase and the universal Google Analytics. Now we have GA4. It's possible to integrate Apple, Android, and the website and the other platforms as well. Huawei, Samsung, sometimes the mobile brands of the telephone have like Samsung App Store or Apple is a female brand, but Samsung and the other brands are creating app stores as well. So it's a new market to us, I guess, for everyone. But now what I can see from my side is the difficult how difficult it is to integrate the apps with the affiliate system and to have the right attributions internally and for affiliates. About the strategy, about the opportunities, I think it's amazing because when you are working or doing something very specific, we use desktop, laptop, or something like that because we need not a big screen because it's not so big, but a medium screen to do the general stuff. But when we are home or I don't know, maybe wait someone in the airport, in the doctor or something like that, the mobile phone, we are always using the mobile phone. And we have two different situations. When you open a Safari, a Chrome and navigating the internet and you see the banners. And when you are playing Candy Crush or any game and you are inside the app and then you see advertise, I mean, it's a media in app. So we have two different situations in a mobile phone. But when the user decides to install the app, you have like I don't know the correct word to say that, but it's more, in my opinion, the connection is more strong because we have an app and we have now 1 tera of memory, of storage, or 500 gigabytes, something. It's big, but when we decide to set up a lot of apps, we need more space. So we need to delete another app. So we have a difficult situation here. But when we decide to set up or to install an operator, we really trust in that brand and we want to receive push, we want to receive information and to open not the website, but to have a customized experience. You can put more data, you can put your name and have a customized navigation. In marketing, we can plan special offers for app users and who are navigating from website. We have more information in the apps than website, but in website you can log and then we can have a customized navigation, but apps is different. You can customize more. And in my opinion, when someone decides to install your app, you have something more strong with that user. It's not just a common user that will access your website, visit sporadic or usually once, twice per week. It's someone who have your band in his mobile phone, in their mobile phone.
So it's kind of a more personal.
More personal, exactly.
It's like we all have the social media apps. I mean, you don't go to the browser. It's a much more straightforward. Also, there's that shortcut experience, which is very quickly, and it's of course a much more personal. I can see that. I mean, you work a lot with apps, and I can see the market is starting to try to fix the connection between the agencies and the attribution models. I mean, it's not a cookie-based model, so that one is an important aspect, and I'm sure that this year, I guess 2026, will be marked by a lot of new developments on apps, and the market will change a lot from the web environment to an app environment, I guess.
Exactly. And now for finalize, we have a lot of things here. We have a World Cup next year. We saw here, it's important to think about all the funnel, the strategies, awareness, traffic, and the conversions. Apps is always a way to have a strong connection with the users. In website, you can create landing pages, but for app, perhaps if you have money, if you have developers, you could create a special app for the World Cup. For example, could be brandy, cheese plus World Cup, or you can create something more like interactive.
Team one.
Like invite your friends and here for sharing information inside the app, or like support your country in the World Cup. Exactly.
Nice. So, and to finish up, the most important one, who's going to win the World Cup?
Brazil, for sure.
It won't happen. Guess Portugal. It's Portugal time. For the US, I guess we're gonna conquer the US this time.
I don't know. We can see. And subscribing the channel, saying the companies who is going to win the World Cup. I guess Portugal. Pedro, my friend, guesses I guess no, Brazil.
Yes,
and
Brazil.
Pedro is guessing in Portugal. Write in the comments. Let's see who will win the World Cup. And subscribe the channel, likes, and share with your friends. And if you want a digital agent, Vexia.com is always the best solution, right?
Of course.
Of course.
We have to work now. Yes, this was work too, and it was a pleasure. And
my pleasure.
I'm sure we'll catch up soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.